We're live.
Alrighty, howdy everyone. It is take 2 of No Quarter, Crow's Nest No Quarter. This one's episode 56. Apologies to everyone last night who I talked to because I stuffed up the time. But, this is the right time, and one of these days I'll actually get it right. But I am a noob.
Well, that's what happens when you drag people in off the street and say, here.
I know, right? I know. But anyway, that's what happens. So anyway, the link is in the YouTube chat if you want to come and join us and talk about this raid and all that sort of stuff. This one I cunningly titled, that's the word I'm looking for. If we give you enough deals, we do our raid. So anyway, so we'll say the howdy to everyone who's here. So g'day, Ross.
Good evening, everyone.
And we've got Shane Howe.
Hello, peoples.
We've got Toxic.
G'day everyone, how are we?
And we've got Earth.
Hey guys.
I'm RB, and we got Damnation.
You sound so thrilled that I'm here, let me tell you.
Hey.
It's like, we got all these people. Yeah, we got Damnation.
Yeah, we got Damnation. It's his show. You know how it goes. Anyway.
Fuck yeah. Fuck you.
I'm fumbling over my words already, so I'll let somebody else take over. So
that's par for the course, right?
I know, right?
And we got Dr. Death.
Hey,
hello,
Dr. Death. How you doing?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Doing okay. So I guess we should talk about this raid and the deals and all that sort of stuff. And
let's get straight into the deal, because that's the one that, like, there's definitely two sides of the fence on that, the whole thing.
Sure.
I think that would be interesting to start off with.
Can I start?
Sure, go ahead.
Right. The deal's very good. There's no fucking doubt about it. It's a good deal, right? Personally, I'm not doing it out of principle. Also, I am not doing the raid, like I said on a couple of shows ago, out of principle. I'm not going to say to anybody, that they can't take the deal or try and influence anybody in any other way. All I'm saying is that it's kind of a bit of a slap in the face to, like, put out a raid such as it is, and then go, but it's all right because we'll stick a really good deal in there, so you spend some money anyway. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way about it. I looked at it, and you all know I'm a coiner, I'm a spender, and I have no qualms about throwing money at the game because it's a business, and I like the game, and I know they need money to keep it going. But this raid was total junk. They screwed the player base over from one end to the other, and then they're going to come out with a deal and say, hey, we screwed up, so we want you to pay for it. As long as people keep jumping on these kind of things and rewarding Kixeye for their bad behavior, they're going to continue to do this, and they're never going to change. If we want them to change, we got to say, hey, you guys have got to fucking stop.
I would like to rebut to both of your points a little bit, because I'm kind of on the opposite side of the fence. And believe me, this is very unusual for me, and it took me quite a bit of talking and thinking about this last night. My whole thing is, people who are wanting to, who are towing the line and saying we want to make a stand, and that's fine, and I get that, and I totally get that. My only question would have been, well, where was your stand in the past 9 months when you were spending money and they were fucking the game all up? But more so to the deal itself, like, the other half of that is, and what kind of really made me think about it and actually decide to spend my first money on this game since October of last year, was the one thing that we've always said, well, I've always said, and I meant it every time I said it, was if I saw value in something that they offered, I would do it. And I saw value in this deal. I saw a hell of a lot of value in this deal. So that's why I did it.
I'm not denying that at all. That's exactly what I said. There's a lot of value in it. But my personal point is that, why reward somebody for fucking summing up?
Well, not only that, but you have to look at it this way too. They've suckered a lot of players into taking that deal, and that's all fine and dandy. But now when they screw up next month, because they're not going to fucking change anything. They've already shown that. They've ran this raid almost to the end, and they're not going to change it. All right? Like, the fucking armor is not working on our ships. You know, stupid shit that's in the game that they know about that they're not fixing. And they're just going to leave it that way because, hey, well, we gave you all 25 tokens, so you should have your fleet done, so there's no excuse this time. And that's what you're going to face next raid. I guarantee it.
Well, they're actually tuning in it already for a full fleet, so it's already tuned. And in fact, it's tuned to, in my opinion, it's tuned for upgraded fleet. I've watched fleets take huge amounts of damage, and they're perfectly fine with fleets. So the damage is already there. For the deal, for me, I considered myself a pretty large coiner. You know, just the same every month. I coined like 2,500 coins a month until this year, and I made my stand back when I started losing the quality of my game. My own personal game was just lagging, unplayable, that type of things. So I cut back, and so I took the deal, and probably for one of the first times I've coined in this year, and I haven't used the deal, but I saw value. Just in the deal. I mean, I've never seen a deal for Kixeye quite that good that I can recall, to tell you the truth. So I did take the deal, and I haven't been coining through the year. So
I think to be fair, I mean, this raid is possibly like
horrible,
on par with the original Scourge raid that come out. For the amount of people that were upset with it, and I think that's the only reason why we've seen this deal come out.
Well, I agree with you.
What's really sad about the whole thing, though, is if you go on, like, you know, Discord or on forums and try to voice your displeasure, they'll just shut you down right away.
Well,
like,
yeah,
so many
they only
people
want yes, man.
I've seen so many people get muted and banned on both the forums and Discord over the past couple of days. Like, I'm in a mute right now. I've been muted for like 2.5 days at this point.
Same.
No, yeah. I haven't had that occur, but I try not to voice my opinion too much. I on the open forums. It doesn't go over well for me.
Well, Chris got really upset. Like, he doesn't like the truth, is what it comes down to. Because, like, he got upset because I was like, how can you say that you're trying to make the game challenging when you're just allowing people to buy their points via the blitz option? You know?
And that doesn't even violate TOS. That's the thing. The people that are getting banned are people that are pointing out, like, I got on there and I pointed out, hey, there's a problem with the armors. And they're like, no, there's not a problem with the armors. And I'm like, yes, there is. I had 2 ships that only had 1 armor on it. I coined the rest of the armors onto those 2 ships on the first day of the raid and still took the exact same damage.
Yeah.
So there's a problem with the armor. And boom, I got put in the quiet room. How did that's not a violation of TOS. You know what I mean? But they got people on there that are sitting there bashing players and calling them out by name and stuff like that, which we all know is a violation of TOS. But they're yes men for Kixeye, so they let them do it.
Oh, he loves people that suck up to him. You can just tell that. But anyway, we're kind of drifting away from what
I will say for players that don't really spin, this will give you an opportunity to at least be able to compete. But I'm going to be honest with you, unlike the Scourge raid, which this is every bit as bad as the first Scourge raid, unlike the Scourge raid where the team, after they screwed up so fucking bad, knew they had to make a change and so planned for a change in the second raid, this team we have now won't. We're still going to have this same crap next raid that we have this raid, and it's going to even be escalated up because they're going to expect everybody to have gotten the escalation weapons and have the upgrades done.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're taking it in the ass on this one. I mean, the wallet.
Well, and I'll tell you what, while I did buy the token deal, it did not change my approach to the raid at all. Like, I am still not going to do the farming the 4.5 million points to get a flagship that I'm never going to fucking build.
Oh, that's BS.
So while I did buy the tokens, my participation level in the raid has not changed whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just why they got that locked like that. I mean, maybe the second raid they could have thought about that, but the first raid, when they know people don't even have their first fleet done, and they're going to require you to claim the second fleet before you can even get to the prizes you need, that's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, and I mean, how can you like, because the whole premise of where we're at now is you don't ever need to get both fleets or build both fleets. But if you're going to lock my shit behind those boats, then yes, I do need to get both fleets. You know, so like it's just a lie from the get-go.
Yeah, but that's your choice. If you want that boat, then you've got to get the other shit before it. But you've still got a choice not to do it, haven't you?
It's not even the boat that I want. It's the limited tech behind it that they've made so fucking essential for my boats that I am actually playing with be able to perform.
Right, so they can force you into taking that boat and taking the extra damage and spending the extra money to reach that goal.
Yeah, but you still have a choice. You can just not do it.
Well, and that's why I'm
this
not
isn't. This isn't the first time. Sorry, Damnation, go for it.
I've just said that's why I'm not doing it. That's why I'm not farming those 4.5 million points. They can fucking suck a dick.
Yeah. Well, this isn't the first time we've seen this. I mean, we've said it so many times of, you know, tier locking, ladder locking, you know, the whole limited deal. It's like it's not a popular thing, and they just continue to do it. So like
I say, yeah, they double down every time. And
like
that's why I expect them to double down next raid.
Yeah. G'day, Watchman, by the way.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I thought you quit.
Yeah, I am quitting. We did test the new hull, the Carnage, against Howlers. I was testing it with Yanis and Rod K yesterday, and it does work. I mean, what we was doing was giving it a couple of minutes, you know, run away, and then it does work once it's built up. It's like it's bonus, you know.
Is it like
so it is a good hull. Unfortunately, it won't let me claim the weapons for it or anything like that. You know, and I can't get a ticket to anyone. So fuck them. You know.
Yeah, I actually had the same issue, and it ended up being I bought something in the same tier, even though it showed unlocked and all that. I ended up buying a 800,000 item in tier 7 Watchman, and it unlocked that weapon for me. I had that exact issue.
I've still got what 4 million points floating around. I think over 4 million points. So
right,
and it, you know, I bought everything everywhere that I could find, and it still says you've not met the fucking. What was it say? Hang on.
Yeah, no, I had it on my. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Requirements not met.
Yeah, requirements not met. And it's like, are you serious? You know?
Yeah.
And so I tried to send a ticket in yesterday, and it's just, you know, it's trying to get through the maze of, like, you know, bullshit. And it's like, why should it even happen? You know, and I'll just offer. Do you know what? Fuck it. Just fuck it. Sorry. But
no, but I understand. Yeah.
It's, you know, sometimes you just reach a point you think, no, I've had enough of this. Sorry, guys.
Well, you might be the smart one, Watchman. I'm gonna tell you, you might be the smart one, because I'm wondering just how much pain the community can take. You know, with the defense update, everybody went into an uproar. With this raid, everybody's gone into an uproar, and then we've got a change coming to the FM apparently next week, because they're going to do their quarterly update to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's going to be
The
FM now.
Hang on. I thought the quarterly update thing was their PvP rebalance is what they were talking about.
That is.
don't think the FM's going to change until after this road cycle, is it? Then it's going to be for the members
I'm
of the
not
South.
sure it's going to change at all, honestly, at this point, because I specifically was talking to Golden Doodle about that the other day, and I asked, I was like, so is the team still planning on going forward with the Forsaken Mission cycle changes, or are they reassessing that after the feedback? And he said, we are reassessing that after the feedback.
Okay, well, hopefully nothing changes, but I mean, last quarterly update was an increase in damage on the FM. They didn't change the targets, but they revamped the target, remember? And they said that they would be doing that quarterly from now on out. They'd be reassessing the FM and then making changes to keep it challenging for the player base.
See, I don't remember that at all. I remember them talking about doing quarterly updates and reassessings for PvP, but I don't ever remember seeing them doing it for the FM.
Yeah, back when they changed the FM that last time, before not the changes they talked about doing, where they're going to change to a 3-month cycle on it, but when we had the 120s and 121s flip on us and everybody went ape shit, and they had to retone them back down, they said they were going to be reevaluating those FM targets every 3 months and adjusting accordingly so they could keep it challenging for the player base.
I'd like to, if you can track down that post, actually, I'd like to see that.
I can try, but you know how hard it is to find anything on the forums now.
Didn't they just retune the FM from this refactor balance thing they just did? Because they did fuck up the FM this last week or whatever, right?
Well, yeah,
no, they had to fix it.
And it's had to be, they've already tried to turn around and fix it.
And retune it.
Yeah, it's been about 3 months since they did that retune on the FM last time that everybody went ape shit over. Because they also tried to take away the 111s, and everybody went nuts over that, and they had to put the 111s back in, and they said that they were going to be doing it every 3 months. They would reevaluate the FM because they wanted it to remain challenging for the player base, which meant they just wanted to make certain they were generating coins.
Well, it just got retuned. They need to leave shit alone for a while sometimes.
There's no doubt about that. So
They
got this philosophy. It's if it ain't broke, fuck it up.
Well, as I said, I did last week's FM Forsaken Mission with icebreakers, just hitting the 111s because it was free repair at the time. You know, I didn't take like anything else out. Like normally I'd hit the 120s, 121s. But do you know what? I actually just used icebreakers because it was free, and I wasn't going to give them fuck all. You know, no money, nothing. And I've got a little bit of gold left, and I'm just burning gold now. That's all I've been doing. You know, I'm just burning it off. You know, I'm not going to do a cashback or anything like that. I'm just going to burn the gold that I've got, and then I'm out. You know.
Sadly, there's a lot of players that are doing that right now.
Lots and lots of the player base is
no,
great.
Okay. What's happened? I mean, this is the thing is I've been getting messages every day that I've got players quitting. So they broke the phone app, you know. So one of my good players, he's not been able to come on for like 3 weeks because he's working, and he used to auto the FM and stuff like that. So he's missed 3 weeks of FM. So that's at least 18 days worth of build tokens. So he's got no chance of doing the raid. You know, so he said, that's it, I'm out. You know, and I said, oh, shit. You know, you're one of my wingmen, you know. And then another one said he's quitting. And I thought, do you know what? That's 11 players, top players, coiners that I'd lost. And do you know what? I just went, boom, yeah, I'm out of the alliance as well. That's it, too much. It's just too much, you know what I mean? It's not sustainable. There's just no point, you know. Sorry, guys, but you know, there's just no point in just trying to keep going when I'm losing all my active best players. You know, yeah.
You're not the only one, buddy. There's been a lot of alliances. Well, as you know, you're on the page with all of the alliance leaders. There's a lot of people that are losing players, all big coiners, active players. Everybody's had enough. You know, you can only squeeze people so much. Once people start feeling like they're putting more and more into it, and not getting anywhere and just going backwards. Seem to be going backwards, and backwards, and backwards.
That's
all
it.
the time.
Let me ask
going
you guys
backwards,
a
yeah.
question. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think it was more the defense changes or more the status of the current raid?
The combination of both, mate.
Right. I was just wondering if one had
the
maybe more
defense changes is complete bullshit. That's what's really upset me. That's what's really pissed me off.
Because, like, I know the defense change, they were told from at the very beginning when they first brought this idea up. Like, George and I told them they were fucking crazy and had no idea what they were doing, and it was going to probably spell the end of the game. You know, and of course, you know, they were 4 weeks into being the lead devs, and they know fucking everything after 4 weeks. You know, we don't know shit after playing 7.5, 8 years. So, you know, they just went full bull through a china shop into it, and now they're seeing the end results of exactly what we told them it was going to be.
And they don't even have the bugs. They don't even have the bugs on that defense update, right? Because, like I said, you know, I ran in and did a 100 with my 4, you know, ships, and 2 of them only had 1 armor panel on, and it hurt, right? So I come out and I'm like, well, you know, I figure I'll be able to pull this off. I just go ahead and finish coin out the armor. So I went ahead and coined out the armor real quick. You know, 3 panels of armor on 2 ships. That's 6 panels of armor. You know, I coined, you know, almost 12 days worth of build to do that. And I go back in and I took the exact same damage. It gave me no benefit at all. And the ships, then the first time I went in, the ships that had all the armor took the same damage as the ships that only had 1. So I should have been smart and realized what was going on then, before I wasted my money, you know. But then I go ahead and put those armors on, and I'm still taking the exact same damage, which means the armors aren't working.
Yeah, have you seen countermeasures work?
No, countermeasures don't work either. Unless you use the right special. The NIMI with the right special can shoot down the missiles. But that's the only thing in the game right now that's working. If you use the NIMI flag as a counter ship, and you put the right special on there, it will shoot down 90% of the missiles. But that's it. You won't get it on the others. Won't happen.
It's just bullshit, isn't it? It's just bullshit.
You know, and Kicks ain't going to fix it. It's going to be that way next raid too. You know, because they won't even admit there's a problem.
I did see my countermeasures work in the 100s, but in the 102s. Yeah, didn't shoot nothing down, really. I'll be seeing fire a shot. You know, and that's Saturns, yeah?
Yeah.
In the 102s, my Saturns didn't shoot down fuck all, you know. But I did do it, you know, I did kill them. But the countermeasures weren't working. So I don't know what the mechanic is that they're, you know, that they're playing with, but yeah. I mean, I'm still running the what's it, the splash one. I didn't put a
30.
Yeah, Hyper 30, yeah. Because I was gonna swap that one out and put a countermeasure special on. But I thought I wanted the evade, you know. I wanted the evade, so. Especially for doing in 100s and stuff like that.
Now, see, that's the one thing that I can say this series that is really making a major difference is the evade. Because I pulled my Hyper 30s off and went Agility 4, swapped out that, and cut my damage down by probably 70%.
I encourage everybody to put in a support ticket asking for GD Aerospecs back, because even he wasn't this bad.
Yeah, they got the game so messed up. It's not funny.
Well, I mean, you know, the girl we had on you know, the show the other day, yeah. I think that summed everything up. If you know, if everybody heard that, watched that, I think that tells you everything you really need to know. You know, it's promises, and no end result, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Oh, on a different bug, because my son decided he wanted to see what Battle Pirates was all about, so he started up a base.
No, No, please don't.
Yeah, I tried to discourage it, but he wanted
I'll
to
send social fucking services round.
I was gonna say you don't love your child very much, do you?
Yeah,
he wanted
that's
to
bad.
check it out, and I told him, I said, you're not going to be able to do anything. Well, he played around with it, and he's up to level 20 something now, and he decided he wanted to go hit a base, and he clicked on a base, to see what he was going to need to hit it, and it tells him that he needs to attack the base with a garrison fleet between level 1 and level 8, comma 99. That's exactly what it says. And so he pulls out. He's got a fleet of Levi's, right? And he's all ready to go smack this base. And he drives it over there and hits the attack button. And it says that fleet's disallowed because you have garrison fleet in it. And he about flipped his lid. So I said, well, send in a ticket. So he sent in a ticket, and they told him, well, you have to take and have a Conqueror to hit a base, which we all know that, right? And he said, well, how do I get a Conqueror? Well, how do I research a Conqueror so I can go hit this guy's base? And I was like, well, you can't research a Conqueror. And he goes, well, there's got to be a way for me to get a Conqueror. Well, how do they expect me to play the game?
Actually, you can research Conquerors, the Athos and the
Orthos and Athos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're at the end, right? Okay, I forgot about those. They added those in here a while back, didn't they?
Yeah. There's like 3 Conqueror style ships in the low end that start off with.
Yeah. Anyway, that is just bad parenting. I'm sorry. Like, don't take this. That's bad parenting.
That's the worst dad of the year award.
I know.
But no. Here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. He hasn't spent a single coin on the game, and CS took his ticket.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's a
Trying to
good
get
one.
a ticket. I mean, going through the minefield that it's sending a ticket. And that's what pissed me off. Why should it be so difficult?
Well,
Yeah.
isn't it a thing though that like you do have like a grace period if you're a brand new player?
I don't remember that, but
I thought that was a thing. I thought there was a grace period if you were a brand new player that you got customer support. For I want to say it was like a 6-month cutoff. If after 6 months you hadn't spent $50 or more on the game, you didn't get customer support anymore.
could be.
I hope so. Actually,
But I know he ain't gonna spend $50 on the game, so.
No, I hope you don't spend $5 on a game. You know what I mean?
With the way we're losing the whales, I don't see how they're going to keep the game going much longer because there ain't going to be enough players left to support the cost.
That's the players that left the alliance I was formerly with. You know,
It's not, but see, it's not just your alliance that's losing its coiners.
Well, but I mean, you say that, but then let's look at the leaderboards in the current event right now. You know, you got people who are over 400 million points.
Right, yeah, they'll be playing on their own soon, though, won't they?
Yeah, but they're all in the same group, ain't they?
Yeah, like that first page is all people over 250 million points, and it's all the same alliance.
Yep, and they was the same in the last what's it,
I think it
pillage?
was pillage. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but
It seems hinky to me, but
seems hinky.
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it's a common business practice, and I'm not going to say that it's a tinfoil hat. I'm not going to say Kickside is actually doing this, but a lot of gaming companies will pad the leaderboard by saying, okay, if you guys will go out, I'll give you this if you'll make certain that you set these numbers for us, so they can try and get everybody else to chase that white rabbit.
yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And that is a common practice among gaming companies to do that. And I'm really thinking that's what this DSCS is doing right now, is Kickstarter's paying for them to pad that leaderboard to try and get the other whales to spend that chunk of money to try and take them out of first place and get those prizes.
Or idiots to chase it.
well, I mean, I do know that alliance does have a few questionable people in it. Like Croc Shears is in that alliance, and Six Axe Hunter is in that alliance, and like. We all know that there was a whole bunch of weird shenanigans going on with Wireshark at one point in time. I don't know whether it still is or not, but you know that's where some of the people that were in on that whole deal.
Well, I think there might really be something to this. I'm not going to call out an alliance or anything, but at the same time, it's like, and you can yell at me for this later, Damnation, but now that the mods are off the leaderboards, they've got to do something to make us chase it. So,
Yeah.
I did kind of want to just steer it back to the deals for a sec, because it kind of ties into all of this. So, and I'm gonna ask Dr. Death, I think. How, and even Watchmen too, like, so the whole deal with this show was, you know, the amount of deals and the different deals and you know what deals are the ones to take and all that sort of thing. So do you, or have you seen you know, people that would coin stuff be really pissed off because they, you know, either coined something on the first day, or because, you know, there's been all these lead up deals of assault tokens with MSDS and then Agility 4 and all that sort of thing, to then, you know, after they've done this particular thing, to then find this, you know, even greater deal because the raid's going so badly and they have to give out, you know, assault tokens to everyone. And it's like Ross said before, this is an unprecedented deal. I don't remember any deal that's ever been this big. So does that put a really bad taste in the mouth of people that have done that, and, you know, that's enough to get them flipping the table?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got one deal, right? That was a $200. Was it $29.50?
Yeah,
gold
for $199.
Yeah. Basically around about $200. Yeah, US. You know, that was it. That was the only deal. Yeah, it was like, here you go. We didn't give you enough tokens to build the fleet, but you can spend $200. You know, and you might be able to coin it. And it's like, you know what? Fuck you. Sorry. For my language, but you know, that was just absolutely outrageous. And
is that what you're finding in your alliance as well? That, you know, the deals vary greatly between players.
I'm sorry, I can't comment on that because the other guys hadn't told me, and now I've left the alliance. I've handed leadership over.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, I will say this, that like a lot of the gold deals that I didn't have before showed up today in my time limited offers.
Well,
it must be nice because other than that 20 and the 199, they haven't really given me anything that looked interesting. It's all been junk.
I didn't get the 129 the 199 deal. I got all the ones up from the $200 offer to down to the $20 offer, but I didn't get anything else by that.
Yeah, like
$199, not $1.99, $199.
Yeah, but there was the $1.99 as well.
So. Yeah, I have the one for $1.99 still sitting in my offers right now.
I didn't get that one. That one's not even in my offers.
I started out with the $1.99 one and the $199.99 one that are still there. But then earlier today, the $100 one showed up, and then the $50 one showed up, and also the $20 one showed up.
Oh yeah, actually, now I've just got a $99 one that showed up, and let's have a look.
I'm loading my game now.
Yeah, I'm starting to think they took a lot of the feedback between our Thursday show and probably, I'm sure Hefe touched on it last night too, about, you know, why are you only giving certain people certain deals? That's just idiotic.
Yeah, so I've got a $50 one, a $100 one, and a $200 one.
Okay, I've got the $199, and then I've got the $20 one with 25 days worth of tokens, and then I've got another $20 deal that I can buy 240 gold with.
Woohoo! I know which one I'd be choosing.
I'm not going to get either one of them. They can kiss my butt.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'm just kind of interested because it's like, you know, if people had done this on the first day or the lead up or whatever, to then go and see these other deals, like, you know, is that, you know, how I don't think it's good timing, and I don't think it's good business practice on their behalf to do this sort of thing, because it is just going to piss people off.
Oh yeah, you know? I mean, yeah, that I would think I was probably one of the first people that said, dude, honestly, the people who should be pissed about this deal isn't the people who do buy it or don't buy it. It's the people who coin their entire fucking fleet before the raid.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, you could have done it for like a fraction of what you did.
I've got
Yeah.
I've got a full fleet. Oh, sorry, I've got a full fleet of sets, you know, so I can do the hundreds quite easily. Yeah. The 102's a little bit harder, but I can do them with a single fleet, you know, in one hit. And if I put a Grease Monkey crew on, it's about 3 gold repair. You know,
For the full set?
Sorry,
For the set?
no, for just for the 102s. But I mean, but that's really it's meant for the NMX, which is I didn't want to have to do them. But what I've done is I put a Grease Monkey crew on and hit the 102s because I knew that was going to be the painful one, you know. And then I did the 100s because that's the easy one. Yeah, it's a quicker one. But the point is I mean, again, we've got 2 targets to get the bonus. When how has anybody been able to build 2 fleets when you can hardly build 1? You know,
yeah.
That's
I mean, go on.
how have you been able to build 2 fleets? How many people on this panel now? Sorry, have got a full fleet of NMXs built and a full fleet of Saturns?
Well, nobody.
I got 2 Saturns with 1 weapon on each.
Really? You know what I mean? You haven't got them built. You lazy.
Pretty sure you're on the wrong show for that, pal.
Yeah.
I haven't even got a single fucking boat finished.
But now, okay, here's the big kicker. All right, so they've already lied to us, and we know that unless you have 2 fleets, your raid's going to suck. Okay, and most players still aren't going to be able to build 2 fleets even by the end of this raid series. And if they do go ahead and push forward the FM change, which target are we going to see? Which fleet are you going to need?
Exactly. Which fleet is going to work, the NMXs or the Saturns? You know what I mean? Because they're 2 completely different ships, aren't they? And you know, so how they going to balance that? You know?
Well, ain't you kind of in the same boat with if they change it to Siege? That was 2 different fleets in that series too, right?
Exactly. I mean, so
I will say though that I don't think the gulf between the 2 siege boats was near as bad as what it is between these 2 assault boats.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Shane and I were on last night, and I was like, I said the same thing about I wonder which target they're going to choose, and the difference between the 2 targets is just, you know, night and day. They're just. But
have you guys got them X's?
Yeah, I have.
So how are you doing in the 102s? You're on it.
I'd piss through them.
Okay, how do you do on the 100s?
Well, I've only hit 1 so far. Because this was before the deal, and you know, I was prepared at the start of this to do an ERF and just say, you know, screw them, I'm not going to do it. I'll just hit little bits, and you know, I was only going to plan for the assault targets, and then it was like, well, there was like I felt really dirty, and I went and did that deal, and I'm like, I really didn't want to do this, but. You know, we had this massive conversation about it.
Yeah, we literally talked about it for like I think 2.5 hours.
It was a long time.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to get anyone who's got NMXs. How well are they doing in the 100s?
They're hard. But having said that,
well, now there are videos showing the NMXs being able to do the 102, for instance.
Dr. Death, let our saying what he was saying.
That's exactly what I was going to say, and I was going to leave this till the end, but I will do it now, is that there are really good videos out showing people how to do it. Being a Nemi guy, I've only looked at the Nemesis ones, but it was like Soul Hex and Exile Irish, so thanks heaps to the people that actually use their brain, use skill to work out how to do these targets, make the video, you know, take the time to do it instead of just hitting that goddamn blitz button. So thank you to those people, and go out and watch the videos. It will help you, you know, out of sight. So at the moment, I've just been stacking 102s, but now I'm going to hit the 100s because I know how to do it.
if you can, it'd be good. On the bottom of the video, put a couple of links to those videos.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
For people.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
You know.
Yep, for sure.
That would help them.
Yep. But having said that, they were night and day. The 100 that I hit, I was like, I'm just doing nothing. I said to Shane, I feel like I'm, the missiles have got no firepower. I need 7 more boats and, all this sort of stuff. But it is just technique in these targets. So,
yeah, I mean, I could do
because I'll look for links.
The Saturns will do both, in a single hit. Yeah. The 102s were more painful. Obviously, I was expecting that. But you can do it with a single fleet. I've got a full fleet of Saturns. It's only my flag that's not fully ranked. It's about 64% because you could pick up 5, couldn't you? And you couldn't pick up in the pillage. You couldn't hold any more tokens. So that's the amount I could take because it wasn't built, so I couldn't spend them.
Yeah,
I was still building it. I was still building it, so I couldn't start ranking it. I was I had a couple of days of build still going on or whatever. So
I was going to tell you that just shits me. It's like, just let us hold them. Don't do this, I've got 5 of 2 and all that sort of stuff. Just bloody do it. Craziness.
Yeah. So how does everybody feel about the upgrades?
I don't see why I have to win a fucking ship and then have to upgrade the damn thing right out of the bait with those fucking times that they got on there. I mean, that's ridiculous. An extra 11 days on each individual ship.
Well,
all the way there.
Here's my biggest problem, and it's exactly what I knew it was going to be. I called it whenever they first started talking about this, and they said about how it's not really going to it's not going to be mandatory, but it'll just give you a little bit of improvement on your repair times. How are you going to add 6,000 fucking survivability onto a tech piece where our armors only have 720, I think? You're going to add 6,000 onto this fucking piece of tech, and you're going to say, but it's not mandatory to do the top targets. It'll just be a little bit of difference. Fuck you guys. You guys are fucking get off the fucking drugs, man. That's all I'm going to say. Get off the fucking drugs. Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's it. Sometimes you just have to step back, walk away, and think, what the fuck? That's it. That's enough. You found the cutoff point. Yeah. Well done, Kickstarter. You found the cutoff point. When people I've had so many people, sadly, I didn't want to quit. Okay, I love the game. I love the people that I've met. But there comes a point. There comes a point where enough is enough. And sadly, and this is it. And I never wanted to say that. I wanted to be here until they turn the fucking lights off. You know what I mean? But no, it's just too much. They just push people too far, I think.
And another thing, they act like they're hurting so fucking bad as in the financial department. We did a little Google search the other day on top grossing Facebook games. They're still in the top 20. So you can't tell me you're hurting that fucking bad.
Well, that's all down to DCSSC. They're called. Apparently,
it's not just them though.
It's been £1 billion raid, haven't they?
We've seen so many blitzes for so many events, so it's not. You can't just blame one group.
No, I know. We've seen loads of them.
Sadly though, if Kickside would just take a hit for a couple months, they could pull back in so many players. You know what I mean? If they just stop squeezing and just stabilize the game and take a hit, you know what I mean? Well, reduce the repairs so people can actually stay engaged in the game. They can pull.
That's the thing. They don't even have to take a hit. They just have to stop squeezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a difference between the two.
But for them, that's taking a hit.
Well, no, they've, in all honesty, I don't know what their plan is, because they by now they've run half repairs. They know that increases activity. In my opinion, if they would have cut build times, repair times in half a long time ago, this game would be flourishing, and maintained that ethic on that. And you can even do the blitz. You can get away in all these crazy aspects of the game if you kept the build time and repair time extremely low, like it was back in the days where we coined, where we didn't care, where it didn't hurt, right? From that one coin shot, it was fun. And
microtransactions instead of massive.
Well, the thing is even some of the old fleets, could take 3 months to build. They really genuinely could, but they could do everything. You could use them for everything. You could hit bases with them. You could do your FM. You could do everything, with them.
I don't recall ever any of my missile cruisers or my Dread X's taking 3 months to build.
Mine were anywhere from 8 to 12 days each.
Yeah. I bang out. Remember, my Dread X's were like 11 days, 15 hours.
But now remember, at the height, when we still had a large player base and we still were able to use one fleet for all targets, came out that Reaver shit. And that was up to 118 days to pop a fleet out.
Yeah, I mean, now we're looking at, what's it, about 94 days or something like to build a fleet
without upgrades or escalation.
Yeah, and, nearly 100 days to build a fleet that you've only got 20 days to build. So it's 5 times longer almost. And
you can only hit one target.
Yeah, 5 times longer than you've actually got. It's just ridiculous, And by the way, that's only one fleet. You got to build 2 of them
for that one target, that one set.
Well, no. I mean, one's for the 100, one's for the 102.
But that's the same set of targets. That's an assault.
Now you've got almost 200 days to build if you want to build both fleets. You know what I mean? In 20 days. Because it isn't a full month, obviously, because we only get 3 weeks between a raid. So well done, guys, all you that have built 2 fleets, and because I fucking haven't.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because there was that thing where Chris said during the week that that you're not expect you to be able to even be able to build one fleet without coining. So when
I did pick up on that.
When they said that, that was like, that's kind of why I was like on the Earth path, that it was just like, well, you know what? I'm glad that you've finally said that, because now I don't feel any compulsion at all to chase the carrot, think about what I'm doing and the decisions that I've made and how I've gone wrong on this. Now I know. So screw you. I'm going to go back to what I did, 5-6 years ago and just do it my own way and not care about any pressure that you put on me. So thanks for finally coming out and admitting it. So, that gave me a lot of clarity.
Thanks for admitting that you're greedy fucks.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know where that was taken from. I mean, that could have possibly been.
It was Discord. It was Discord.
But the 5 remaining players will be playing on HTML.
I think what Ross might be
coming
to. I think the point Ross might be coming to is who in the company was the person who was dumb enough to tell him to say that.
It was strange. I saw it myself, but I think it was taken from another area that I'm not in. And so it could possibly be sectioned. And
that was never, from what I understand, that was never actually supposed to be open to the community. That was in a private chat area, and someone posted it anyways, and now it's all over Facebook on all the different pages.
Right. So that didn't really bother me.
But it was honest. That's the whole thing. They never meant for the community to see it. So that's why they were being honest.
The shit hit the fan.
Well, basically, here's the truth, and I'm running into it. myself, I think this is going to really bite myself in the foot. I think the player base is a lot to cause what's occurring on right now. Not even so much the testers, not even so much the game company. I think the player base has kind of added to the situation of what everyone's been talking about this evening. I'm not saying everything that you've said is not going on. It is, but we have have you looked at this leaderboard? You looked at what's going on? What's going on here is sheer madness. So we're and it's just continuing. So
you're preaching to the choir, brother. I've been saying that for 4 years now, that 90% of the conundrums we have in this game, we cause ourselves.
Right. And if I was going to sell some land to people that are going to continually buy it at an exorbitant price, then I'm going to sell it until those people are gone. So I don't blame so much the company, but the us in fact. But we there's this avenue of discord, and I don't get lied to. I don't believe that I get lied to directly from Kixeye and people. Not that I have great communications with them. I don't. I have some. I have limited communications with very many throughout the game, throughout the 7 years I've played of Kixeye employees or whatnot. And I haven't ever gotten the impression of being lied to. I've gotten the feeling of misunderstood, but I really haven't felt lied to. So I think that, when I've asked direct questions, I don't believe I have been lied to.
No, you've been lied to. Okay, because it's corporate speak. It's a way of redirecting a lie, basically, telling you what you want to hear, rather than what you want to hear.
And all gaming companies do that. That's just standard practice.
Well, I've asked some pretty direct questions, and I've gotten some pretty direct truths in the past, and so I myself wasn't just I'm just relating that to that paragraph that we were talking about that was published, that everybody is in an uproar about, and I can understand why many are in an uproar. I'm just explaining why I'm not, because I ask direct questions many times, and a lot of the player base are complainers and bitchers and moaners, and I say, well, what did they say to you? What did Golden Doodle say to you to make you so upset, or what did Wrong Thinger say to you? And they don't, nothing. They're not on.
It's not. Sorry.
I can give you a whole list of things.
It's not what they've said to us. Yeah. It's the actions of the entire company and what they've done, and what we're seeing in front of us,
Right. I can give you a whole list of things they said to me because that made me mad.
No, but I think we're not the player base. I think we're we are the active people in the social media, on the Discord, or in the, and I just straight up say it like it is. I got an alliance full of people that aren't interested in all that other stuff. The game is more than, they take enough of their time that they're not adding Discord or a voice chat programs, or they're not even going to forums, or it's just gotten overwhelming with the game. And so, but I think that we don't give them enough shit. We don't harass them enough. We don't tell them enough what we do want, apparently.
Well, now actually we try to, but like I said, they right now, because it's not what they want to hear, are silencing a whole lot of voices.
They've been arrogant for years. If anyone's pulled up a complaint or anything like that, they've just ignored it or threw it away. I mean, I'll tell you what happened. I actually put something on the forums a couple of years ago, and I got thrown off by one of the mods, for saying it, and then I went, "What is your fucking problem?" right? Blah, blah, blah. And you can't question the decision of a moderator, yeah? Anyway, so I got my wife to post the exact same question, and they left it up.
Yeah.
That's just pathetic, okay? It was the same thing, you know? Like, that's the dicks that we got in on the forums, and that's why people don't use the forums and stuff like that, because you have no access to actually, channels to be able to vent your frustration, or if there's a problem out there or anything like that. You know what I mean? You're getting shut down, yeah, and it's just stupid. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely pathetic. You know?
I've been banned from forums for years.
Yeah, as I said before, I want a badge for being banned for forums. You know, because that's one I'll put on my base and be proud to wear it. You know, twats that get on there sometimes. You know.
Yeah, I'm banned from forums and I'm in the quiet room on Discord. So.
No, I wasn't. I'm not really as proud of I posted a video a long time ago, I think, and had an issue, and then that was it. I just haven't returned to forums. So yeah, it's kind of a toxic community anyway.
But they've made it toxic.
Well,
because they let the yes men run in there and troll everybody to death, and they don't do a thing about that. But if you go in there and you start to post something that's negative that Kixeye don't like, they drop the hammer on you. They don't even think twice about it. Now, if you don't want it to be toxic, you got to take care of that. You got to give the same treatment to the trolls, your yes men, as you do to the people complaining.
Here's something though that I also think is a big problem, especially on Discord. Is you will see the people, everybody talking about how bad of a time they're having in the raid, for example. And you'll have one person in particular, definitely does it for sure, will then at that point get on and say about, the raid is so easy, blah, 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 and they're doing it just to troll other players. But Kixeye sees that, and they're too stupid to know that that guy is trolling the rest of the community, and they think, we must have done a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll quit the game and just say everything's too easy. Just go to forums.
Well, I was going to say that before. Just wait for 6 months, because they'll give you a full fleet and 5,000 coin, and then you'll be back to where you were. So don't worry.
Yeah. Chasing my own fucking arse again. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've never walked away from the game, and I'm so close. If I actually do walk away from the game, I won't look back.
Well,
I said that once before myself. This is a hard game for me to quit.
I mean, we've been here. How long have we been here? We've all been here for like 7 years or so or more. And and for me to say that I'm leaving, it's I'm just burning the last of the gold. I'm not doing a cashback. I'm just burning it off. So I was at I was getting hit anyway by the Lions. So I went and hit them massively, and then a few others as well. I thought, fuck it, I don't care now. I'm just gonna burn it off. I had good fun, last night. I had a great time. But because it's half repair,
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually I had more fun than I've ever had for ages. You know what I mean? Just going out and hitting stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Howdy, Robin. Thanks for joining us.
Hi. I can't hear me.
Okay.
Am I hearing me or no?
Yeah, we can.
I have to mute your YouTube.
Where's my YouTube?
So where you're playing it in the background, you need to mute that one.
Okay, 1 sec. Oh, there.
Hi, Robin.
No, you've muted yourself.
Did I mute my? Okay, am I on or?
No, you're on. Everything's cool.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. Sorry about the screw up on the time last night.
Oh, that's no problem. I was just listening to what Ross said, and I was thinking about something. And I think it depends on what you ask them, whether or not you get the truth. Because I was asking a direct question about who did what at one point, because he was saying you have to put this here and this there in Discord, and that was a direct thing. But other things, you just get double speak all the time. and they'll just keep going round and round. And then you're sort of like, I have no idea what you just said. But they put little grains of truth in there. And those grains of truth we usually miss when they get into their sort of, because they don't think that we will understand it. So they think they can say, oh, well, we really want you to just coin everything. And they think, oh, they'll miss that. No worries.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, or like you said, you know, the really important stuff gets missed, or, you know, there was so many times that we've seen, you know, some huge long wall of text of big words that, you know, you've got to pick out the important parts out of that, and a lot of people just miss it, you know, like Ross said, they don't care, they're like, you know, all that sort of thing. And I've been guilty of it 100%, because there was for a long time I just ignored anything on the forums, just listened to what my, you know, alliance was saying, and tried to work out different ways of doing it, get information from different sources. And once I started doing that, that's what helped me improve my game, because I could drive. I just, you know, my ships weren't that good. So you're definitely right. You know, there's so much misinformation out there, and you know, this is a really good example, right? Because during the week they said, we're not going to do anything with the BP app. It's not going to be touched. You know, we were talking about the mobile game and how that was going to be more important. And then on Discord today, when I was posting the link to the show, I see Golden Doodle saying, oh yeah, it'll be, you know, they're going to start working on it next week, or they weren't the exact words, but it was pretty close. So, you know, and there's so many parts of Discord that people miss. Like I can't be bothered scrolling through, you know, 5 days worth of inane comments of just bullshit, basically, to try and find the truth in there. And even, you know, man, we've seen these forum posts, you know, going to 9 to 10 pages, and trying to go through there is hard work. So, and Discord's even worse. So, you know, unless you're there living every moment of your life on Discord, there's so much that's being missed. But
well, I've seen Discord. I went there the other day. Yeah, I didn't do a lot, but it's just full of trolls now anyway, so it's useless. But you know, the forums and everything else that you get from it, it's like interviewing a politician. You know, trying to get an honest answer out of one of them. Yeah. It's just absolute nonsense, you know what I mean? And then, as you were saying, Robin, yeah, you're finding that little bit of truth somewhere in something that they've said, you know what I mean? But going back to the app, the BPHQ app, I didn't really use it myself, but I had quite a few players that did. And they were doing a lot of their stuff, like FM and stuff like that on auto, and since that's been broken, they haven't been able to play, or you know, they've fallen so far behind, and that's why they quit. That's why they left. And these are guys that then, when they did get on, well, they could get to their laptops and their computers and stuff like that. Yeah, they would start spending some big money. I mean, you know, a lot of coin. So you know, they've lost money. They've lost spenders. You know, these are the players, because they said, oh, well, you know, to us, it wasn't important. Well, the guys that were using the BP app, I think, are the guys that were doing stuff on auto, and were actually spending money. You know, I don't know, you know, obviously I haven't got the numbers in front of me, obviously what they've got. But from my perspective, from my alliance, I know that the guys that were using that app were actually spending money.
Correct. Right. I used the app. I was a huge app user. Preferred it. It made the game so much better for me. I could go fishing and do the weekly at the same time. You got to be kidding. So I mean, if I can go fishing and do the weekly at the same time, how does it get better than that? And you're gonna take that away? So yeah, it's gonna set me really behind. In all honesty, because I'm not giving up the fishing.
Yeah,
you know?
well, you know, we had a guy that's been with us, you know, since he was 12 when he joined us. He's 19 now. Walker, you know, great player. Okay. And he's, and now he's out and he's working and stuff like that. And well done to the guy, but I love him. He was one of my wingmen. He's a cheeky little bastard, and it was fun. And he would hit and he would hit and he'd hit, and I love that, yeah. And he said they broke the app and he had to be able to do the last 3 weeks of FM. So he's got no chance of having the fleet built. He can't do anything. He's so far behind now that he said, I'm sorry, mate, I'm going to quit. And I went, no, you're one of my wingmen. And then I've had another guy coming up to me and saying, I'm going to quit. I can't. And that was it. And that was, like the straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing. It's like, I've lost all my big players, and it's too many. Now, even if we've got a lot of players in the alliance, unfortunately, all the big ones, all the guys that spent money, have gone, and I can't feed 90 plus players on my own. I can't like prep for all of them. So it's not the little guys that are going, because they're used to being, ironically, little guys.
Right. No, right. It's
the big guys. It's the big guys that are going. The ones that actually really spent money. That's the irony of it. You know what I mean? It's the big guys that we're losing.
Well, of course, because like for me, I've never been behind. I've never done a raid where I never entered a raid where I couldn't just actually be the top. If I wanted to, be at the top of the leaderboard. I couldn't do that right now. I couldn't do the top of the leaderboard even if I wanted to with cash. How about that? Because my fleet won't do the blitz targets. They suck so bad. I mean, that's the truth. Because I counted on the one lead ship, and I was hoping for that to work. So I had somebody prep the raid for me. That's crazy. I'm a level 145. I couldn't do the raid.
Oh no, I can do the raid easy enough. I mean, I can actually do the raid.
Well, I mean, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not hitting. I'm not a player. I'm not hitting 60s. I'm not hitting. Matter of fact, I'm not even the guy that is hitting the 80s. Really, you know what I mean? I'm not a PvE fan. So you give me the most points for the whatever damage, and let me hit the thing. But you released armor 7 or like a week before this event, so by design you set me up to fail. So that's what I mean.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I took that 990 gold deal for 30 days worth of build tokens. I had a lot of gold left. I had a few thousand gold, and so I did that, and that finished my fleet off. I managed to build the Saturns. I didn't want to do it, but I did. So I finished the fleet, so I can hit both targets. But we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that. Because it's completely unreasonable to expect the player base to have to do that. To spend
that's out of their desperation.
The level of the targets, the damage is set up for full fleets. And how many people have really got full fleets? As I said, I had to take that 990 gold offer to be able to get a fleet that's 95% built. And that's wrong. It shouldn't be that way. It really should.
It shouldn't be that way, but that's how desperate they were. Like, they've never done a deal like this. We've had, even with the infamous Scourge raid, they gave tokens and stuff like that, or they've given raid points or whatever. So for them to offer something like this, they have really taken it hard. Ross said it earlier, that this wasn't because they're throwing us a bone. It's like, oh shit, we're not going to make our quarterly target this
right. That's what this is.
This month. So we've got to do something.
I will say this also, that Golden Doodle has been much more active in the Discord the past couple days, and now that we're seeing all this kind of turnaround, I wonder if that has something to do with it too. Him actually himself being there and being aware of what's going on, as opposed to, you know, relying on Chris to relay to him what's actually going on.
Can I just say something now? As I mentioned earlier, that most of the biggest coiners in my alliance have dropped now. Okay, they've gone, and I'm sure that's happening in other places as well. So the next month or two, yeah, they've got to screw that money out of you guys some more, because they've just lost that income. You know? Yeah. So things are not going to get better.
No, that's what I was saying. Is that that's what I was saying. Next month, they're going to say, "Oh, well, we're staying with this game plan. We're going to increase the damage. You need to have the full fleet. It needs to be upgraded, and it needs to have the escalation weapons on it." You know, and they're going to say their excuse is going to be, "Well, we did offer you them 5 days of free tokens and 25 days worth of tokens that you could buy for $20. There's no excuse for you not to be able to compete at this level."
Unless that one product guy fights his way through, that's the mathematician that reads actual statistics and says that during half repair, people spend more. You know, maybe if he beats everybody's ass, we will.
Well, but see, he can't back that up at the moment, because here's where the data point comes in. You had a week of half repair, and everybody did spend more, right? But then they had half repair during the raid, and they couldn't get shit.
Well, yeah, but they're still playing during half repair. It's just because we don't have anything to do. If there were campaigns to do right now, this game would be on fire. If the weekly was able to do right now, this game would be active. No kidding. Half repair half price, half causes activity. Well,
I was going to say that before. You know, last week there was so much activity and so much action because everyone was taking advantage of the half repair. It's like, you know, you can't compare the two things. It's
Well, no, what they need to do is they need to go straight down and cut it down to half repair period and quarter repair during the raid, and they would, like I was saying earlier, it would definitely bring the player base in. You know, they could definitely, but they'd have to take it on the chin, and they won't do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, why did it get livelier when it's half repair, or because everyone's sort of desperate? Everyone wants to play, right? Everybody wants to play. That's the point. Yeah. I mean, players want to play. So when it was half repair, suddenly it got livelier. Why? Because players want to play, but they're not playing because it's too expensive to play. That's the fucking point. And if they looked at that, you know what I mean, yeah, and said, "Oh, suddenly loads more people got out there and started playing when it was half repair." Now,
I'll be honest, what I would prefer over half repair is 2 repair queues. I would actually prefer 2 repair queues more than I would half repair.
Well, at any rate, though, yeah, but you're basically cutting your repair in half at that, and then in that aspect also. I'd like it all the way across the board, half build times and repair, because that would make. I would actually, I'll spend the 200. I'll throw the 200 a month out, but if they go to that's quite a bit of a thing to say. I'll go to 2,500 coins a month again, if that were to happen, and I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I was doing $12.50 a week.
Yeah,
years ago, I was doing $12.50 a week. You know, yeah, but a lot of that was because I was prepping for basically half my old alliance. You know what I mean? Not just hitting bases, but I'd also be spending a load of that, like, you know, building them up and trying to get them something that they could use. You know, I haven't spent anything like that for a long time now. But you know, occasionally when they had the deals, I'd jump on one of those. I mean, but to say the only deal I got this time was the they've dropped a couple in, but I only had the $200 one. I thought, you what? you want me to give you $200 after this clusterfuck? You know?
Right. And that actually, I think, got a few people to quit. Just that offer in the timing. I thought to myself, aren't you? You know, I'm going to say it with my British accent here, you cheeky bastards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that was.
You know, but really, that would solve. See, here's the biggest thing, right? I'm a coiner, and I'm going to play the game, and I'm going to coin, right? That's what I've done the whole time I've played this game, right? and I'm disabled, so I've got hours and hours that I can be on the game playing and spending. But when I'm on the game and all my alliance comes on at the beginning of the raid, and half the alliances it doesn't coin at all, and so all these players jump on, they talk for 5 minutes, and then they park their fleets because they're dead for 6-7 hours, and I'm just sitting here staring at water with nobody to talk to for 6-7 hours. There's no engagement, and it's not fun. So then I go off and find something else to do.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've got online and stuff like that, and done my raid, bang. Because now what I've done, because I used to feed people for ages, and now I've made it, is get yourself done first, then help others if they can be asked to get online. And the last 2 days, of the last raid and even the pillage and stuff like that, players weren't even getting online. They weren't even getting online. It's like, how can I help you if you're not there? And you get frustrated with them as well. It's like I was there, I was waiting to help you. I was hanging around on the game for hours, and there was nobody there. And that's frustrating as well. Because I can't message every single fucking one of them. Say, get your ass onto the game, because obviously they've got lives as well.
But that falls back to engagement. If when they come on and can play for 5 minutes and then have to wait 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours before they can play again, where's the engagement?
Yeah, it's gone, and that's what people are walking away just because problems and repair times, and they are walking away because it's too high, it's too expensive. They aren't walking away because it's too cheap. I mean, what do you mean?
One of the biggest things I've noticed about this community too is, like, when there is a problem, they don't stay on that problem and keep dogging them about the problem because they're so anxious for the thing to complain about. Like, a great example, up until a couple of days ago, everything was about defense system. Now this new thing sucks so bad. Since raid started, you hardly heard anybody mention defense system. Everybody's now just so pissed off about the raid. So it's like the community can't focus.
Well, you've always got the next greatest problem coming in before any other problem ever gets solved.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the next new shiny thing. It's the next fucked up, horrific problem.
Is that part of their business deal? They're like, oh, they're complaining about this. We got to fuck something else up really bad.
No, because it's like smoke and mirrors, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. They keep throwing more crap at you, so it's like you're just waiting. You're just building your posters to get a protest up about something, and then they fucked you over with something else, and you think, shit. You know what I mean? Now I've got a protest against that.
This is like everybody's pissed off about the raid now, but you watch Tuesday when that update rolls out, there's going to be a whole new shitstorm.
Yeah.
And that's and
the FM again.
And then we're going to see a whole another batch of players walk out the door again.
And sorry, guys, and that's it. Sorry, guys. That's why I'm burning down my coins. You know what I mean? I thought I'd be here till they turn the lights out. I wanted to be. Because I love the community, I love the people that I've met and engaged with. I was playing around with Yanis and Rob K yesterday. We was testing Carnage versus Howlers and stuff like that, and different alliances, and we was doing various tests and stuff like that, and I like all that. I like that engagement, but I'm here despite Kickside. Rather than because of them, you know what I mean? Because I'm here because of I like the player base, not fucking company. You know what I mean? That's been the problem, and sometimes you have to think enough is enough, And sorry, but I am at this time I am really going to walk. It's too much. It's too much. Expecting. The level of damage in the raid, expecting us to have a full fleet built, right? Was ridiculous. Okay, so you got to drop down and punitive, you know, to hit them stupid little targets and get pathetic little points. That was, and then locked, you know, behind a £4.5 million flag if you didn't already have it.
Yeah.
That was fucking ridiculous. Sorry. That was just absolutely an insult to the entire player base. You know, they should have said, oops, sorry, yeah, we'll unlock that. But they didn't, did they?
No. But
No,
like I said, we've seen that a lot.
Yeah, and instead they came out and they said, well, we'll first put tokens in so you can build your ships. So, you know, they got a little bit of players to act on that. And then they added a few more prizes and they got a few more players to act on it, but still weren't getting their numbers. So then they threw in the 5 days of tokens and that drew some players in, but still didn't get their numbers. So now they've offered this deal. Hey, we fucked up. You need to pay us for it. And a lot of players did, because if you look at the leaderboard, it boomed. You know, yesterday at this time, we were sitting with about 5,000 active players in the raid. When my son, I had him run a gunboat in this morning, and we were up to 19,000 players that were active in the raid. So the $20 deal rewarded them. So they've made their bottom line now, and, you know, they get to brush this one under the carpet again, and next raid will be the same way.
Yeah.
I think next raid will be worse.
It will be.
I mean, Robin, we go back a long way, obviously, because you was in like 237 and I was in 235. So, you know, we used to fight each other all the time, like our alliances. Like, you know, I think the original alliance in your old sector was RWS. I used to fight them all the time. We used to have great times with them, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, we've had like, big, you know, back to and fro, you know what I mean? And I can tell you now, I mean, I had 180 players back then. You know, across 5 alliances, 95% of them are now gone. Robin, how many players have are still there?
I think I'm a different Robin. My largest, so it's okay. I'm currently WKIA. I don't remember.
Oh, sorry, I thought you was Robin from. I do apologize. Yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm just a different one.
The better one.
Yeah. So I thought you was Robin from the.
Yeah.
You wait until Rue watches this and hears he's the better one.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
That's how I thought it was. I thought you was Rue. I do apologize. Yeah.
Perhaps I did that on purpose. Now, I did just want to touch on a couple of things because we've been going on for quite a while. So I know in chat there's certainly, we're agreeing the same thing, that Kicks just moves from one problem to another to distract us, and like Damnation saying, it is, part of the problem, because it's just problem after problem after problem after problem, and it's the old herding cats, and we are, our own worst enemy at times. There's no doubt about that. So these deals have certainly fractured the community. It seems to be like you're either on one side or the other, and I don't know, that's not a real healthy thing. So it'll be interesting to see the fallout out of all of this. And while I agree that the next raid will be harder, because it's always harder, this screams of desperation by Kicks from me. So and the other thing was that like Robin was saying, and the misinformation and stuff, I just wanted to talk about the bloody prizes in the raid. It's like, these limited armors, so they haven't looked at the prices of these. They're just out of control, and people will take these thinking that it's going to help their game, and it's not going to help their game. 40 million points, because that's what it is. All they've done is drop a 0, is just craziness. And to lock things behind that and, do all this sort of stuff, it's just, maybe for a ship, they've done this 100 times and they'll do it 100 times more. I was one of the ones who got stuck behind the bloody OP weapon for 90 million points and all that sort of stuff. So they do this for a reason, but they really need to look at some of these prices that they're charging for stuff, because it's just stupid. There you go.
I mean, the most ironic part about this is where we're at right now has happened multiple times in the history of this game. It's like I said, they don't leave notebooks behind that say, this is what we did, this works, this doesn't work. They just continue to keep trying to do the same shit over and over and over and expect different results. That's the definition of insanity.
Well, I don't know if they do leave a notebook behind and say, this is how
they don't. I specifically asked that question once.
How to lose a player base, that's why we're down to like 100 sectors now instead of 500. You know what I mean? So.
Well, part of that too is the change from team to team to team to team to team, and each team's better than the last, and
No, I think it's good company business. How to turn a thriving company into a small business.
Yeah. But having said that, they are still the 18th top grossing game. So, still people that are prepared to blitz. There will always be people prepared to blitz for, crazy prizes, skins and shit like that. So we are, we do it to ourselves, and they see that it works, so they're going to keep on doing it. So
one of the biggest shames is that the people who are the ones who blitz all the time, the biggest shame is they don't realize how bad they're actually hurting the overall health of the game by doing that.
Yeah.
Well, now, but see, here's the thing, right? So you got your group of blitzers that are chasing the white rabbit, okay? And that's really, if you look at it, not a very large percentage of this player base.
Mm-hmm.
But we're bleeding bad. And what are they going to have? Who are they going to have to go out and use all their new shiny toys on when everybody else has walked away?
Yeah, I mean, now don't get me wrong. I have blitzed in the past only because I didn't have the time to grind the road, So I have done that in the past, because I had to go out and shoot, film a wedding of a Saturday, And when I'm out, I'm like 14 hours of shooting, and then when you get back, trust me, the next day you are shattered because it's a long day, you know what I mean? And you're carrying some heavy equipment around and stuff like that, So yeah, I just when the raid comes on, I would, and if there was a blitz option, for me it was like bang, get it out of the way, and then I can get back to my life, Now, but obviously that's not for everyone because it depends on your particular circumstances, you know what I mean? If you've got the days, then do the days. You know what I mean? I'd love to have that time sometimes to be able to do it.
And let me be clear. When I say blitz, I'm not talking about people who blitz to get their prize and then they're done. When I talk about blitz, I'm talking about the people who have 400 fucking million points on the leaderboard of the goddamn raid right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I only blitz to just get the points I can spend. Just get the points.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And we've talked about this in the after shows and stuff like that.
Not blitzed 2 billion. You know what I mean?
Because there's blitzing and there's blitzing. They're two totally separate things. It's
there's blitzing and there's being an idiot.
Yeah. And like you said, it was the let's see the video of you spending those points and all that sort of thing. So that's the blitzing that is the issue. So
that's what I said before, wasn't it? I said I'd love to see the video of them trying to spend.
Yeah. And that's why it's while there's deals that people have taken, they're nowhere near the same. And this is why we talked about this for so long yesterday. It's it's nothing like the same of just sitting there and blitzing 4 million points. And that's like I said, the people that make the videos showing people how to do things and help them is so much more important and so much better for the game and the community than just sitting there and go, oh, well, I'm just going to keep on blitzing because I'm going to get some crappy prize at the end of it. And then, like you all say, when there's 10 alliances left and that's all they're fighting, it's just stupid. But,
I will say there's been pushback this raid because if you actually look at the leaderboard, once you get past about the top 40, everybody's under right around 60 million points. And that's about what you would need to claim everything in the raid.
Yeah.
So other than about 40 players in this entire game, everybody else said, hell with it. I'm just going to blitz what I need for my prizes, and I'm walking.
Can I say something now? You know, you just said about, 10 alliances being left, yeah? Now, PvP players, yeah? I'm a PvP player.
Yeah.
Are you not finding now, if you're a PvP player, that you virtually are fighting the same alliances? You are fighting the same people.
Same,
the same top 10 alliances almost.
same 10 people.
Because that's how I was feeling it. Because it's just like we're hitting each other backward and forward. It's narrowed down to a smaller cache of people. And it becomes boring. That's
because only the diehard PvPers are still able to push enough to take and actually be in the warring, mode. Because everybody else is spending all their time just trying to do their chores and then repair. I mean, if you think about it, when you look at the average player, they go out and do their FM, and they're looking. They kill their dragon fleet, and they got 12 hours of repair on that fleet. What do? Do they launch their conquerors out and hit another base? No, they.
Yeah, I don't know how long I've been telling Kicks that. I'm like, you give me all these chores to do, and then wonder why I don't engage in PvP. When I'm sitting there, I'm looking at a dead dragon fleet from doing the FM. I'm looking at a dead eradicator fleet from doing a TLC. I'm looking at dead bat rays from after this SSRB fiasco. I'm like, the last thing I'm going to do is add another fucking 10 hours of repair to my goddamn dog.
That's what's killing PvP. I mean, that's the truth, because in the back when it wasn't so bad, yeah, you do your FM, your fleet, okay, well, that can repair overnight. I'm gonna go out and hit some bases.
Well, the thing is right. I mean, I will spend money doing PvP because to me that's fun. That's enjoyment of the game. I mean, that's where I go out and you're trying to dissect a base or break it down and stuff like that, whereas everything else is just chores. It's just a means to an end to be able to do PvP for me.
Right, but there's a lot of players that would be willing to do PvP if there wasn't a massive cost in front of them to do PvP.
I'm part of that group, and I've said that multiple times when they ask me why I don't do more PvP. I'm like, because you got me so busy doing so much other shit, and my repair queue is always eaten up by all these chores.
But, I mean, that is the truth. I mean, if a player's got 12 hours repair on one fleet, 12 hours on one fleet and 10 on another, well, right there you're already at $5 that you're going to have to spend to repair if you want to clear out your docks so you can go out and smash some bases. Or you're going to have to leave those ships sit and then wait even longer to be able to do that next chore that you have to keep advancing your base.
Okay, you're going to hate me. So I probably spent almost 1,000 gold last night hitting,
Oh my god.
PvP, So yeah, I'm burning it off, So
I think what you've forgotten is we already hate you.
Yeah. Yeah,
sorry, the door was open.
That's all right, mate. Mate. Yeah, I'll watch it. But anyway,
I never say no to an open door. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, but that's that. That's the fun that I have here. Now, I was getting hit during the raid. I got a few hits during before they hit me first. Yeah, HPRD Alliance, and so I hit them back massively. And some you win, some you lose. So I'm not going to claim to have beaten them all, but I did get in quite a few reasonably good bases, and hit a few other alliances as well because I thought, all right, yeah, fuck it, let's play it then. You know what I mean? It's half repair. Let's go and play. So I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours just hitting bases, and that's fun because it was half repair, which as we was referring to earlier, it should be normal repair because that would make people play the game. Because the repair is too much. It's punitive, and if they actually cut the repair time in half, you'd probably have more people out there playing, being more active. because we all remember years ago when it was buzzing, it was more active, and because the repairs seem to have got longer and bigger, people are less inclined to go and do stuff and hit stuff and things like that, or as I've said before, one of the few fun bits that we had was megas, like Hyperions. But since they've changed those, people are less inclined to actually now get involved in that as well. So it's all the parts of the game where you could have a team, a group of you guys, going out and playing with, getting out there and being a team, have gone. They've taken it away. Or, how much fun is left? And that's the thing. And I'm sorry, guys. And that's one. When I add all these things up, I think, I'm burning these gold out now, and then I'm done. And I'm sorry, because I really I don't want to leave. I don't, because I like the game. I love it, and I love the people on it. I love the people in the game. Yeah, I've met some great people, but I don't like Kickstarter. It's the truth.
Yeah, well, the nugget in there is the half repair, and you certainly see that in raids that people are more active and will hit bases because exactly that, it's half repair. So, I can understand if you are in an alliance and you're going to do that maybe you do blitz, at the start of the raid, and then that leaves you, 3 or 4 days of hitting bases at half repair after that. And why wouldn't you? Because it's exactly that point. Conquerors started off being half an hour to repair, and that got a lot of activity, and then they put all this time and effort into refactors that is frankly wasted, in my opinion, because we're just back to where we are. I know Ross has said it a million times, we're just back to where we were, and the issue is the repair time, but they won't budge on it. It's as simple as that. It's like, and when we were talking about the new mines or however they're going to do it, and they want to reinvigorate fleet to fleet, nobody's going to do it because the repair times are going to be too high. So
RB, the truth is, they've got a much smaller player base now, and so we've got the repair times heavy, the build times are massive because they're trying to get as much out of a smaller player base. They're trying to get the same amount of money out of 20% of the player base that they've got left. That's true. We had 500 sectors, now we've got 100, and so out of those 100 sectors, they're now trying to make that 100 sectors pay the same amount of money.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that, and that's why
But it's a self-perpetuating cycle.
It is.
Because the more they squeeze, the more people leave, and then the more they have to squeeze the remainers. There's only one way that cycle can end. If Kixeye ain't willing to stop and take it on the chin for a little bit, there's only one way this cycle's going to end.
Well, yeah. Well, as I said, the alliance side just dropped out.
So I'm gonna step in and take charge here for a little bit. We've been on for like an hour and a half now.
I was going to wrap it up too.
But I do want to, some of the people that we haven't had a chance to hear much from, I want to get some input from them. Like Toxic, what do you got to say, bud?
Well, basically what's just been said. It was if they hadn't done that $20 deal, I don't think that raid would have been one of the worst raids ever. And without that deal, there's no way that a lot of people can even get their boats done, as in built, and then do the upgrades, and after that do the put different weapons on the upgraded weapons or whatever else. We're going to get specials and whatnot. So that they had to do something to save that raid. Now, a lot of people haven't spent money on this game. It's including me. I've bought a $10 coin deal when it was on offer. I think two or three times ago. That was the last time I spent anything on that game. But I have opted to get that deal, and that deal is going to get me my flagship. I don't even have the flagship yet, so I have to somehow grind that out, get it, and build it. But if I don't do it, then I'm done. There is no other way of saying it. There is no way that I could catch up. I'm not willing to do my raid in 60 targets. There's just no way I'm going to do that. So I don't know. This is my way of staying in the game. So I took the deal, the $20 deal for the 25-day tokens. Yeah, I always said, if you want to play the game, you play it the way you want, and that's the way I wanted to play the game. So whatever comes my way, that's just the way it is. What else is there to say? If they don't, I hope that they've seen now that they can't keep going on the path they're on, and I hope they're going to change something. What they're going to change, I don't know, but I hope that there is some talk at Kickseye regarding all this, and maybe someone's seen a little sliver of light somewhere in that tunnel, and it's going to change something. Well, we have to wait till next raid to see what's going to happen, but I hope something is going to happen, because otherwise, if they do another raid or two like this, then they won't have any players left. And,
well, Shane, you've been kind of quiet.
Oh, I don't know. I've done lost hope of even. I'm not even going to try to catch up, and I've been reverted to doing 60s because all I got is the mana cores, and it's not enthusing to go get 70,000 points for an hour's worth of damage at all. I did not buy the deal. I ain't giving them no money in almost 2 years now, because that's how long I've been dissatisfied. And they've done took the wind all the way out of my sails. I don't even give a fuck no more. I'm not even worried about my fucking base. That's how little I give a shit anymore. Because they just keep fucking. They take a half a step forward and take 3 steps back, and just keep fucking doing the wrong goddamn things. So, I just wished I could find something else to get into, because I have a really hard time quitting this game. Just because I'm so addicted to the community and friends of the world in Battle Pirates,
Well said. And Robin, we'll end with you, because the rest of us have all talked a whole lot. So,
oh gee, well, I agree. I wish I could take that deal. I look at it and it's so good, but then I just keep thinking, I take this deal. Maybe next time I'll be doing the exact same thing I'm doing right now, which is hitting 60s in the blind hope that I can get all the stuff, and then by the next time do the same thing. So it's frustrating, and knowing that the FM is going to change because they won't listen to us and keep it garrison and keep us being able to just survive. It's like, oh man, I'll be just hitting like little 3 targets on the map soon, and it's very frustrating.
well, like I said, Golden Doodle did say that they are reassessing whether they're going to do that FM change or not. So we can all keep our fingers crossed, and don't be afraid to get on Discord and give them your feedback that you don't want the FM to go away from Garrison.
Well, I don't think the FM's going to change till after this raid series. So hopefully people can have one fleet built by then. But you hope you got the right fleet.
Well, I don't think it can change away from Garrison at all.
Yeah.
And if you do go on Discord, don't get yourself muted. Just say your piece. Because if you get yourself muted, it's useless.
Or if you do, let me know and I'll tell you how to get around it.
Yeah, put on the naughty step. Yeah.
Very good.
Because they might not be muted on my main, but I have an alt there.
Oh, don't tell them that. I mean, they already know anyway.
Well,
So did anyone else have anything to finish off on?
No, I don't think so. I think we're done.
Okay.
Even if they did, too bad.
Yeah. Well, I will quickly say I'll put the links of the videos that I've found. I haven't looked for Saturn ones. I'm sorry. I'm only looking at Nemesis ones. So shout out to all those people that are making videos, and thanks so much. You do such, it takes time to do all this, and it's much better than just hitting the blitz button. So I'll link those in the description down the bottom. And hopefully you go all right on your raid. Whatever you choose to do, whatever path you choose to take is up to you. We'll do what we do and move on to the next issue, I guess. And hi, Simba.
Hello.
You are just in time to say goodbye.
Oh, geez, I just got home.
Very good.
Say goodbye, Simba, because we're hanging up now.
Yep.
Hi.
All right, everyone. We're out of here, guys. As always, give us a like, a thumbs up. If you haven't sent your friends to the page already, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'll
All right, we'll talk to you guys Thursday. Laters.
See ya.
Later.
Hooroo.